Welcome back to Absolute Comics, the show that we air every Tuesday at about 5 p.m. Eastern, right here at twitch.tv/Comicstorian, occasionally aired dual streamed over at our YouTube channel to tell you we stream over on Twitch. This is the show that I get together with Sal on a once-a-week basis, and we chat about all of the comic book news. And that is what we're doing today. You can find it on all your favorite podcasting, like Spotify-style networks and stuff like that. And today's episode is brought to you by one of our sponsors, G Fuel. Use the code COMICS at checkout to get the insane energy that I bring to every show.
That's not bad. Yeah, blame it on G Fuel.
Just blame it on G Fuel. Also, I want to take a moment to promote real quick. I'm going to say it on the air, on our official podcast. Congratulations to my co-host for hitting 100,000 subs right here on YouTube on Comic Pop. If you aren't subscribed, go join that family. The Comic Pop family is 100,000 strong and growing.
Thank you, man. We're so recently hit that I can't even apply for the button. It won't let me.
It won't let you.
It won't let
that
me.
better be behind you on every stream we do now.
Right? Yeah. One day. I'm convinced they're like, oh, we don't do that for 100K channels anymore. We don't do that.
I know for a fact they do because I now have a way to get more of them.
Ooh.
You can order additionals. Yeah.
Oh, you can get like a backup of the one like that you ordered?
You can get additional ones or the new style if you have the old style like I do.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
that's smart. Yeah.
So I'm trying to get the
that.
new style. I'm waiting for, I guess they have to confirm my old code from like 5 years ago with YouTube.
Yeah. Fine.
I'm like, whatever, because they're going to charge me anyway.
Yeah. Man. And they can charge whatever they want. I don't know what the hell they're worth.
So today we're going to be going through our usual comic book news, but I want to take a moment to ask you if you've been watching a show that has just come back for season 2, and it has nothing to do with comic books.
Oh, probably not.
Have you seen the show Righteous Gemstones?
I have not, but I know what you're talking about.
It's amazing. You need to watch that.
Okay.
I'll share my logins with you. If you want to break out of the superhero mold for a moment, Righteous Gemstones is what it's all about.
Okay, I'll check that out.
I also want to bring up that we are doing this live, and if you happen to be watching live, we do bring up the super chats while live on the air, and this will go into the permanent podcast. Fellas, do you think doing the Rebirth storyline for a jumping off point would restart the DC universe would work? Doing the Rebirth... using that as the restart point?
Oh,
that's
don't
from
think
Paul
so.
the True Believer.
I think it's a little too like esoteric. I think that's like I think with Flashpoint, it's like Flash went back, he changed a point in history. Like people are used to time travel stories. Rebirth is like, what? It'd be really amazing to have them go like, yeah, no, Dr. Manhattan from Zack Snyder's Watchmen movie changed the DC movie universe. Like that would be an Academy Award winning idea. And by that, I do not mean that.
And we also get another one. Are you guys going to pick up the new Tynan Sandman book? Also, congrats on 100K comp pop.
Thank you. Tynan's doing a Sandman book.
Yeah, I didn't know he was doing it.
Oh, great.
So what happened to Substack? You know what? That's a talk for another day.
Right? Nothing happened. It's been a year. Like, now I don't have to work for them anymore.
But yeah, so as usual with the show, what have you been reading recently? Anything new?
I've been maintaining Supergirl One Moment Tomorrow is an amazing series that if you haven't read it, the penultimate issue dropped today on Tuesday. If you haven't already, there's one more issue left. It's an 8-issue miniseries from Tom King and Bilkis Evely, and it is phenomenal.
Okay. I have not been reading it. I read the first issue and it seemed good, but once I realized it was a Tom Taylor mini, I was like, I'll just wait for it to wrap and read the whole thing in one sitting.
Yeah. No, it's worth it. Like it's one of those things where I was reading it and I'm like, this needs to be read all in one sitting, but I'm glad that I'm reading it all right now.
I'm still reading Spider-Man Beyond. I'm a little sad that apparently it's ending in 3 months.
Oh, good. I'm reading it as well, and I'm like, end this.
I also noticed we both tweeted out the new Spider-Man promo like within minutes of each other.
That page. That's and that's Zeb Wells' upcoming Spider-Man run, and holy crap, what a good idea. What a great promo image.
My one question is, though, do you think they're going to keep Spider-Man Beyond going on the side as a different book? Or is it just ending? They're like,
I think they should, but I bet they don't.
They'll do it like they did Superior. He'll quit and come back a year later
when no one cares. Exactly.
When this was a thing.
That's a classic Marvel move. No, I think it's a great idea, by the way. Hey, I think it's like a 3-issue miniseries that's coming out, like I think tomorrow with Ben Reilly, where it's like DeMatteis is writing Ben Reilly's story or something like that. And I'm like, dude, just get Spider-Man Beyond, get that logo, make a new one or something, and get that book ready to go, maybe with DeMatteis on it. as a supplemental Spider-Man book. Like, so that when Spider-Man Beyond ends, there's a new Spider-Man Beyond book over there.
Do it right at the same. I don't know why they don't do that, but we're gonna. I mean, then you could just title it Spider-Man Beyond and get all the Batman Beyond fanboys.
I mean, it's a #1 issue too, so it'll sell more than it'll ever sell in its life. But like, go for it. It's so stupid. We know how to sell comics better than the comic book pushers. I don't understand.
Our chat brought up Righteous Gemstones, and before I tell you what I've been reading, I realized I didn't tell you what it's about.
No, you didn't. I'm just like, all right, cool. Sounds good. I'll watch it.
It's an amazing concept. It's got John Goodman in it, and I can't think of the other guy's name, but he's from Eastbound and Down and like Pineapple Express. He's like one of those guys. The concept is it's one of the super churches. So the Gemstones are this pastor and his family for a giant super church.
Okay.
Where they make millions upon millions of dollars a year.
Yes.
And it's like the seedy underbelly of it, but they don't play it as a joke. The family really is religious. They really do pray to God. But they but they think their wealth and fame are from God.
Yeah.
So they can do whatever they want because they have millions of dollars given to them by God. So the show is just crazy, and it just goes down this rabbit hole, and it's amazing. It's just,
okay. John Goodman's amazing, so I'm happy to watch that.
Yeah. Well, cool. John Goodman is Eli Gemstone, the father, the patriarch of the family, and the head pastor of this whole organization.
Cool.
So
all right.
It is actually really interesting. I remember when it first got announced, I thought it was going to be a joke.
Yeah.
Like they were just going to mock religion, but they don't. It's all taken for serious. They just have way too much money under their name.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. All right, cool.
So, all right, but back to what I've been reading. So I finished Robin and Batman, and I realized why I couldn't find it because they named it Robin and Batman and not Batman and Robin, so I finished that all up. I caught up on Spider-Man Beyond, got caught up on that one. I've been reading weird Hulk issues. So Donny Cates' Hulk has got me not exactly excited for the Hulk, which has made me go back, and I'm rereading Red Hulk. And I'm reading like a lot of the spin-offs from Immortal Hulk that I didn't read.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Like I didn't realize there was a whole issue where Spider-Man becomes Hulk.
That's a good issue. I read that when it came out. I think Tom Taylor wrote that one, so it's like really good.
So yeah, definitely watched that. I've been reading that. And I've actually been reading, I've been fully caught up almost on Chainsaw Man, the manga.
Oh, okay.
And I got down this, I don't know what type, and I've mentioned this, Dan's gonna know it because I've mentioned it a few times, but I've been reading this other manga. And I did it initially as research for the Comicstorian channel that got shut down.
Okay.
But it's called I've been alive for 300 years, or I killed 300 years of slimes, and I'm max level. It's one of those light novel giant names.
Okay.
And the concept is the woman dies from working way too much.
Okay.
And as a wish, she wished to have a lenient life where she didn't have to do anything, worry about death or work.
Okay.
So she gets reincarnated as a witch in like what apparently is a video game. Off in the woods in a cabin where no one will bother her. And she just kills slimes on the way to go pick up like groceries for 300 years and gets max level. And she's the most powerful being in existence.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just like this cute, funsy kind of thing. Yeah. I guess it does have an anime with it, but it's just one of those ones I started reading because we downloaded a whole bunch of manga. Yeah. Because I was looking for ones that would have a cute or like big top-heavy women cover, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
For a good thumbnail, and this is just one of the ones, and it's actually good.
That's awesome. Yay! All right, cool.
So, but yeah, that's what I've been reading for the most part, doing those.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm reading like the standard stuff. There's nothing that's like really standing out to me besides like those prestige type like Black Label-esque books that are,
Yeah. Well, segue, perfect timing. You also didn't read Yara, Flor, did you?
I didn't read the most recent one, but because Joelle Jones is the reason to read that series, and like when she's not drawing it, it's like, oh, well, then I'm not interested.
No, I agree with you on that because the artwork was incredible. It was actually funny. So last week, Dan and I and Andy were sitting down for the Comics Experiment.
Yeah.
And I brought up how I forgot Yara Flor was going on. I forgot this was a comic. Is it still happening? And they were like, yes, still a comic, still a comic. Yeah. And the next day, they announced it's being canceled early.
Yeah. Yes, it's canceled. I mean, like...
It got canceled early. They're not even going to let it finish at its 8th issue.
Yeah, no.
Like, how bad is it selling? Now...
Probably really bad.
I'm wondering if this is actually tied to the paper shortage. So for those who don't know, there's a massive paper shortage right now.
Yeah.
And it's delaying a lot of stuff. Now, Marvel and DC have enough clout to kind of push out most of their stuff.
Uh-huh.
But that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to do everything. And maybe they just had to make some cuts.
Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing, like that book was pretty inconsistent, and it took forever. It was mired with delays. It's supposed just because Jones needs time to draw the book. But what you need to do then is go like, we're gonna put Wonder Girl on hiatus. It's gonna become a Black Label book. It's gonna be like a 10 or 12 issue miniseries, and you're just gonna take however long you need to finish it, and then we'll resolicit the book. But instead, they're just like, it's canceled.
It didn't even come out in September. I'm trying to find like
the last issue. Yeah, that's why when you said, "Oh, were you reading it?" I'm like, hey, yeah, when it comes out. Like, but the most recent one, I remember like she didn't draw all of it, and I'm like, oh, like I think I got up to issue 3, and I'm like, it's not all of her.
Part of the problem with the comic book industry in America is they got us all used to monthly releases.
Yeah,
like that was the routine, and now if a book doesn't come out monthly.
Yeah,
I forget it exists.
Yeah, but that's funny because that's been the Western comic book market, but that's also like how people consume media today. Like if you don't have a thing, it's why like I saw somebody on Twitter lamenting social media.
76 in October.
Holy, yeah. But you know what I mean?
Still
like
in the top 100.
Yeah, that's true. All right. And there's a lot of books that come out every month, so that's not bad.
There was like 300 on that list. So
yeah, but like if you're not on social media and you work on the internet, like then you're probably not going to be doing as well because you need to keep reminding people that you exist. You get in people's faces, and Wonder Girl and many other comics are unfortunately a casualty of that because people just don't. Well, marketing budgets don't exist in the Western comic book world. So as a result, like the only thing they can do is rely on social media. And if the creator is creative and doesn't want to deal with social media, then like that's out. And if that's the case, then like how else are they going to sell the book? So yeah, like we're used to the monthly market, but like that should actually be great for comic books because like every month, hey, here's some books.
Boggled my mind about the monthly market for comic books is not to compare it to manga because I read both of these.
Sure.
But manga, the work ethic is so high that they have like weekly releases of chapters and things like that. And then in America, we have 3-month delays because they couldn't finish the art.
Yeah.
And I know one's black and white, and one guy's doing it easier to bang out.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a middle ground between weekly releases and every 3 months. Like we got to find something in there.
I don't know what the solution is, but I know that looking at what manga's doing isn't the solution to fixing the Western market.
Because you always hear that they burn out quick because they're literally just churning it out like
that's that. That's the thing. Is that
that's what I'm saying. There's got to be a middle ground.
Yeah.
If we can't even get it out monthly,
right? No. The solution is just like shorter runs and more emphasis on graphic novels.
Yeah. Yara Flor would have been a great graphic novel release. Yeah, or like you said, Black Label,
just
where
a Black
we're
Label
used to
oversized book. Are you kidding me? Like people would have actually waited or been excited. Every 3 months, another issue of Wonder Girl comes out, and there's only going to be 8 issues. That'd be great.
That would have been it because the art is incredible. The art is incredible for Wonder Girl.
Yes, it is.
So now what's going to happen is Wonder Girl's going to be shoved off to Nowhere's Land and show up in occasional. They're like, she's going to be in the crossover, and then we'll see. No, you mean she's never going to show back up?
Right.
She'll be in the background of some crisis event because some writer remembered.
Yeah, we'll be like, man, you know who I love is Yara Flor, and then they don't do anything with her. Yeah.
It'll be like when they did the Rebirth reboot and Power Girl and Huntress just started showing up randomly in background panels, but had no rhyme or reason why they were there suddenly.
Well, because they had a book that people enjoyed.
No, this is after the book ended and everyone's like, where did they go?
Right, they're over there. That's it.
All right, so Yara Flor got canceled. She'll be part of the Trial of the Amazons and then have 2 solo issues during the event in March and April, and then it's over.
Good luck with that.
Next up, Marvel's site officially confirms that She-Hulk, I Am Groot, What If Season 2 are scheduled for release in 2022. This is technically the first actual confirmation for What If Season 2.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of knew, but yes, this is the first confirmations that these are all coming out.
This is true. Yeah, and I'm surprised because like I remember them talking. Like I think we're getting Moon Knight in March. So we're getting She-Hulk, I Am Groot, and What If all within this year. And they don't overlap, so it's like Moon Knight's March.
Is Moon Knight like 6 episodes, or do we not even know?
I think Moon Knight's got to be like 5 or 6 episodes. There's no way it's going to be more than 8. Like
right.
So, but She-Hulk again, I think it's going to be 6, like so 5 or 6.
Because they're like cycling. It's
Marvel and Star Wars,
right? So we got Boba Fett. Boba Fett's going to end. We're going to go. No, we won't go right. There's going to be something between Boba Fett and Moon Knight, isn't there?
I don't think so.
They're just going to have like 2 months off.
I think so, probably. Or maybe they'll drop What If or something, or I Am Groot, because I couldn't care less about an I Am Groot show.
Well, it's because it's also a kid's cartoon.
Yeah. So, it's not exactly the same thing. That I'm Groot could come out at any time. You could drop that at any point, and people will be like, "Oh, okay."
I'm looking up to see what the originals are for 2022.
Yeah.
Because it might just be not on neither one of our stuff. You know what I mean?
Because I remember them talking about how Ms. Marvel is also going to come out in 2022. But if it's not on the list, then I can imagine them being like, "There's no time." Like,
okay, here we go. 2022. We got Boba Fett, Eternals, Betty White Goes Wild.
Okay.
Apparently, she did a whole National Geographic thing right before her death. Season 2 of World According to Jeff Goldblum comes out right after Boba Fett.
Finally.
Ice Age Adventures Buck Wild also comes out. So yeah, it's just not in the Star Wars and
and the Marvel.
But they are pumping things out. Okay.
Oh yeah. No, things will come out. It's just the things that we care about.
Right. Well, that's what I was curious about. Like, is it just like they're just taking a break, or like are we actually going to go into something?
Oh yeah, no. It makes sense for them to have something come out, and I'm sure that like all these shows will come out in between that. But as far as Star Wars Marvel is concerned, the next thing should be Moon Knight. But even if it is, then it's like, all right, so Moon Knight, and then what's the next project? Is there a Star Wars thing, or are they just going to go, it's Moon Knight, and then what if? Or
it is kind of weird that they're not telling us the whole year in advance like they do with movies. They're just kind of like even this Moon Knight. They're like, Moon Knight, March. You're like, that's like 2 months away. Like, what?
Yeah, no, I think they've been hanging on to that release date for a while. Like, I think seeing it in the trailer, I was like, that's the first time hearing of this, right? Like, this is the first time I'm knowing it's coming out in 2 months.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, and I'm glad, I'm excited. But yeah, I can't wait for She-Hulk, man. Yeah.
She-Hulk's the one I'm excited for at this point, other than Moon Knight right now. I am Groot and What If Season 2. I'm like, meh, we'll see.
Yeah, What If sounds fun. I
was on the fence with What If the whole season. I liked it in the end. I will say I did enjoy it, but the artwork, it was the animation, man. The animation just kept ruining it for me.
I liked it, so I had no problem with it.
Yeah. So next up, we got James Gunn confirms that Peacemaker will keep appearing in future DC Comics projects, which is hilarious because we just did a video for Absolutely Marvel and DC, our channel that we talk about all this stuff, about how apparently the DC universe is ending.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, right? Like, is it ending, or is it more like they're just going to stop caring? Peacemaker showing up in more DC projects is like, yeah, good idea. I mean, like, John Cena being the character. James Gunn isn't going anywhere from DC, so yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
like, sounds good to me. I know that.
I feel like all the James Gunn being fired by Disney thing was open the doors for him to be like, yeah, I'm not exclusive to you. I'm gonna make stuff for everyone. Like,
right. I'll make Guardians and then I'm gonna leave forever.
Yeah, you don't bring me back. I don't care. Like,
yeah. Right. I made your ride. I made the Christmas special that'll come out at some point. And I got that's coming out, I think, at the end of the year too. And I'm making the Guardians 3 show, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, or movie, and then I'm done. Like, so James Gunn could become the new architect of the DC Cinematic Universe. I wouldn't. I like him, but like, I don't want every DC property to feel like Guardians of the Galaxy. But
or Peacemaker.
Or Peacemaker.
The DCEU is just swearing every other sentence.
Yeah, it's just an insane Kevin Smith movie. I'd love that, by the way. That'd be awesome, but I'd be like, this is not DC.
Imagine Superman coming in, just start dropping F-bombs. Like,
yeah. Well,
where you
somebody's got to be the straight
Batman?
man.
Oh, I don't know, effing Superman.
Yeah, someone's got to be the straight man. Superman can be the one who's like, what? But yeah.
What would you do if Peacemaker ends with a cameo from Henry Cavill?
Be genius. He better. They should. Why not?
I'm gonna be shocked if no DC properties that are known show up at any point.
I would be disappointed in them for not doing it because it shows they didn't believe in the project enough. Because like, there's legitimately no reason for Aquaman, Wonder Woman, or Superman to not show up in any of these shows.
They had a whole thing about, does Aquaman screw fish?
I know. And I would have traded that joke for having Aquaman actually appear in this show.
So, all right, next up we got James Gunn confirms a Spider-Man comic book page sells for $3.3 million. Page, not comic.
Yeah, the first technical appearance of the alien. Well, the first full image of the alien symbiote.
The two pages are for the original art from 1984's Secret Wars #8, page 25, when Spider-Man first appears in the black symbiote suit.
Yep.
The same auction for the previous page 24, sold for $288,000.
Yep.
Who bought that?
I think Heritage Auctions bought it.
You think so?
I think they bought it from themselves and then like got headlines about their auction house.
Do you think that they're doing what like all theory and no one rag on
This
me?
is all.
I'm saying
conjecture.
speculation, but that
Yeah.
the NFT side is like I sell my own art to me, so you buy it for more money, so yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what Heritage did? They bought it from themselves because they got headlines everywhere.
Everywhere. Now everyone will use or at least be aware of Heritage Auctions as
Yeah.
the potential place to get your like highly coveted comic book art or graphic art from like, you know, multimedia sources. Yeah, I mean like allegedly I would assume that's what they did.
Because that is that's so out there.
That is higher than most. Like I want to say that first of all that page sold more than like Amazing Fantasy 15. That page sold for
I'm
more
looking for
than
what Action Comics #1 sold because that's
Right,
supposed to be
like-
the most notorious.
Yeah, well, like-
3.2 million. So that page sold for 100,000 more than
yeah.
Action Comics, the first true superhero book.
Yeah.
Okay, whole
Yeah.
book, not even just a page of Action Comics.
Right. I remember what was it? They sold some Todd McFarlane art recently. Like the cover of Spider-Man #1. And I don't remember how much they sold it for, but it was not 3 point whatever million. And like, I'll be honest with you, Todd McFarlane's cover to Spider-Man #1 is worth more than the first appearance of the Alien Symbiote from Mike Zeck. Not to say that like Zeck's art isn't great, and I do actually I love that page, but like, I think that it's a little sus, ladies and gentlemen.
That is a lot of money for a page.
Yeah, I mean, like, and it's here's the thing. I would hope if it was a scheme that Mike Zeck got a little bit of scratch for that. I know he didn't, and I think it's nonsense. I think it's overly inflated, and I think it's fake.
It's just so high. It's so high. I got nothing more to say on it, so let's move on to our next topic. X-Men 92 is coming back to comics. So X-Men 97 is going to be the continuation of the animated series.
Yep.
They've announced that there's going to be an X-Men 92 retelling the origins of the X-Men if they got Krakoa right away.
In the animated series.
Right, which to me says Marvel is going all in on the X-Men being on an island by themselves. Because they're now retconning out of continuity, but they're still giving you alternate takes on Krakoa.
Yeah.
Like,
what a weird idea. And by the way, they made this is not the first time that Marvel Comics has published X-Men animated series. I think there was a series called X-Men Adventures, which was basically Batman Adventures, where it was like it was a comic book adaptation and continuation of the animated series. The idea of setting up a comic book series that is set in the X-Men animated series universe is a good idea, I guess. Setting it with Krakoa is bizarre because, like, I don't know. It's a weird idea.
It's such a bizarre idea. It's such a bizarre idea to do this little, like, what if the animated series got an island?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Krakoa is only a 2-year-old idea, so it's kind of weird that they're trying to retcon it all over the place now.
Yeah.
But it also leads credence to the rumors that Hickman wasn't allowed to do what he wanted to do. Because it seems like he made Krakoa, and Marvel's like, oh my God, why didn't we think of that?
Yeah, that's it. Nailed it. And it's like, you did. It was called Genosha, man. Like, you did this already. And it's like, yeah, but this one's actually successful. And so let's go for it.
It's alive.
Yeah, and Hickman's like, okay, and Krakoa's over. Here's the next part. They're like, no! That's it. Just them making money. Like, just, yep, we're all in on Krakoa. This is actually, this says everything about that, right? Like, this move is just proof positive that Marvel went, no, Hickman, you can't do whatever you want.
Yeah.
The Krakoa's staying for at least 5 years.
Yes. No,
So there you
a
go.
bare minimum. Yeah. I mean, that leads credence to all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Chad is telling me that Action Comics was not the first this
Yeah,
is
we know that.
Phantom, and then I know all of that. But the fact of the matter is Action Comics is the most famous first comic book superhero because he's still around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love people that are just like, oh my God, did he get a fact wrong? I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. I should have specified first DC Comics.
Which wasn't DC at the time.
No,
but yeah,
it was like what? What's it
I
called?
don't remember.
It was like, whatever. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
The new toy for the Batman reveals the infamous line that Pattinson says, which is, I
Yes.
am the night.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's a toy. So here's the thing, like, because I guess the suggestion is he'll say it in the movie.
Yeah.
It's a toy, and the toys say all kinds of stuff that aren't in the movie. So
I don't know why people are freaking out, but I do feel like we're at a point where we need hype for anything.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this year because it's like a new movie every other month and a new show every other month. This year is going to be hype for superhero fans, finally.
Yeah.
Because 2021 was terrible.
Yeah.
2022, we were getting back to it, but they threw out all the ones they didn't know if it would succeed. Oh, let's put out Black Widow. We can claim COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's put out Shang-Chi, and if it bombs, we'll claim COVID.
Yep. Eternals, same deal.
Yeah. Oh, and it was National Publications was the original name of DC back in the day.
There we go. Okay.
All right. Looking for a movie to watch that would be amazing. Dan wrote this blurb. I'm putting that out there now. Dan wrote this.
Yeah.
Are you all looking for a movie to watch that should be amazing, but instead turns out to be a rushed version of a classic and amazing story? Well, don't worry. Injustice, the animated movie, is now streaming on HBO Max.
Yeah. I didn't know this until I read the copy.
Did you ever see it?
No.
Don't.
No, because I would never pay for it. But I would watch it on HBO Max for a minute.
That's what I'm saying. So, Injustice, I'll tell you this, because everyone freaked out because it wasn't years 1 through 5. It's its own take on the entire idea.
Right.
It's its own take in its entirety. It's got bad moments, good moments, but it has its own ending, its own concept, its own everything.
Yeah, which is a weird idea. Like, why would you do that?
Why? Like, I get it. It's a different take on Injustice. Why does it exist?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, why would you do that?
I still stand by my statement. That movie should have been year 1, which ended leading into the game and everything being fine. And you could have easily done year 1 and then done the other thing. And then if it did well, you could easily get away with year 2, year 3, year 4. Just name them the years.
Yeah, that's all you needed to do. And it would have been a really good idea, and it would have sold, and people would.
Instead, they retcon the whole thing and change it.
Such a weird decision. I like DC, man. Like, you have the templates like right there, and you just like don't do it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
All right, last topic of the day. Kind of a short news day. It has been, and for those who are joining this show for the first time, our news will probably be late until about March. If you don't know how if you don't know how the entertainment industry works. Past Christmas, everything goes dry until March.
Yeah.
It's going to be rumors and speculation until then. But our last topic is Batgirl got a costume reveal.
Yes, she did.
Okay, so there you go. So that's the costume right there, Sal.
Yeah,
that's the image that is going around.
That's right.
It seems to be a cross between Burnside and current Batgirl costume.
Yes, with like with a toe dipped in the 1966 Adam West series as well.
What do you think? What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's fine. I got no major complaints about it. It's a Batgirl movie. It looks very Daredevil. It's a jacket. Movie designers are very like excited about. They're all into costuming and they love it's like reversible. It could be a jacket. She could take off her outfit and then immediately become Barbara Gordon and just disappear. And I'm like, nobody cares about that.
I will say, based on my wife's only real she's a Catwoman fan, not a Batgirl fan.
Right.
Her only real knowledge of Batgirl has been the few appearances she has made in other properties.
Other media, yeah.
And I'm saying this because this is my wife's comment, and I had to explain to her the costume. Her first comment was, "Oh, she's got no boobs." To which I then had to go, actually, it's a callback to the Burnside jacket that she pulls on while in college. It actually has a purpose. It's not just like
no, it is I guess I didn't really notice, but I guess it's a jacket. It's supposed to be, I think it's like
just a zip-up jacket, yeah.
And I think it's like a motorcycle type thing. So, she's it's gonna be close to her chest. I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate on that.
No, I'm not gonna speculate on it either. I thought it was funny that was my wife's first comment when I'm like, "Oh, check out the new Batgirl outfit."
Right?
Because she's like, is she in the new movie? And I'm like, "No, she's got her own movie. Here's her outfit."
Her own movie. Yeah.
So I just thought that was funny because it wasn't me commenting on anything like that. It was like my wife is like, "Oh." Right?
She's like, "Oh, what the hell?" Yeah, I don't know. I know nothing about this movie outside of the fact that I know who's in it. And
is it even coming out this year?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I feel like this is the first we're really even hearing about it. Never mind.
Never mind the fact they actually shot it and it's done.
we've been like, it's been a development hell for like 7 years. Like, they announced Man of Steel and Batgirl. They didn't, but I feel like that's what happened. And then we just never saw Batgirl.
No, yeah, it's true. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting decision across the board for DC to be like, yeah, we're going to make this Batgirl movie, and we have no idea what our universe is. We're also going to make a Batman movie, and we don't know what that's all about. Like, it's like there's like 4 different studios at DC who are all just making stuff.
Yeah, well, what I find weird is the rumors have it that Supergirl, Batgirl, and the Flash are going to be the new Trinity.
Right.
We don't even know if the Flash movie or the Batgirl movie is going to sell.
No, yeah. What if it's really putting the cart before the horse, right? Because they're like, okay, well, we know for a fact that Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel did not make $1 billion, so they're out. Like, F them.
Yeah, exactly. It feels weird because Supergirl's gonna have a cameo. Flash's movie isn't even out, and Batgirl has just shown us the suit. But they're the new Trinity. I'm like, what?
Right. Like, do you know what that means? You know,
we did get a super chat going back to our X-Men chat real quick for $50. Michael Loco jumped in talking about X-Men. I wish that they would make an X-Men show in the MCU called Xavier School for the Gifted, following Kitty Pryde, Iceman, and the other teens as they attend the school and are introduced to characters like Cyclops and Magneto organically. I would love that.
Yeah. I've heard suggestions for, like, episodically. These characters all exist in an episodic space, right? So, like, making a show about the X-Men is obviously going to, like, cater better to the, like, operatic, kind of melodramatic nature of the X-Men than a movie, which has to condense it all into, like, a 90-minute blockbuster. Same with Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man should easily be a series because, like, then you get to really, like, delve into Peter Parker and Aunt May and Mary Jane, and then the Spider-Man battle. Like, every Spider-Man comic book that's worth its salt is mostly Peter Parker stuff, and then, like, 2 great action set pieces. And, like, X-Men, most of it's like, if you read any Claremont X-Men book, people are like, I love the Claremont X-Men. So many things happen, and I'm like, they happened because you related to the characters. Because the things that happened were characters interacting with each other. Yeah, it was just characters. It's just nonstop dialogue, and that lends itself to a show. Like, yeah, if Aaron Sorkin could write an X-Men show, you'd have like 50-page weekly scripts, and it would be friggin' amazing.
It's like whenever Joss Whedon wrote a comic. It's like, all right, so we have 20. I know his name is, like, don't mention him right now. But whenever
Kevin
he
Smith,
wrote a comic, it was
Kevin
like
Smith Daredevil books. Yeah,
we'll have a fight on issue 6, and we're going to talk for 5 of those. Like,
yeah, big time.
But anyway, back to the Batgirl situation. I don't know why they're like, oh yeah, rumor has it they're going to make a Trinity, and I'm like, you haven't put any of those movies out.
Yeah, you don't even know if they're going to sell.
Put Supergirl in it? She doesn't even have a movie.
No, and there's no plan. Like, so what if nobody likes Supergirl and the Batgirl movie makes $4? What then? Like, what then?
Then the rumor's a rumor and they don't do it.
Right. Well, right, exactly. They're like, why did you believe that? That wasn't real.
Another super chat, and I didn't know you guys did these chats live. I have have some financial incentive to keep doing this. Hell yeah, I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's normally because we don't normally answer chat while live. Period. But I feel like I would be an asshole if someone's willing to donate to me and we don't comment on the show. That's the reason behind it.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm not gonna lie. It's nice to get those little extra things, but that's the incentive. You're sending it over now while we're live. I want to put it in the show because that's what you paid for.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Sal doesn't argue. Sal gets paid.
No. Yeah. True.
So anyway, yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is weird. I do like the costume because I liked the Burnside costume.
Yeah.
I had other issues with the Burnside run, like the keeping her 30-isk, but putting her back in college and a millionaire. That was weird.
It was weird. I was
explaining that to my wife after her comment about the boobs. I was like, I was explaining the costume. And I was like, it was actually kind of a weird time in comics because she was supposed to be like in her 30s, practically a millionaire with an energy plant or something under the. But then she moved in with like 3 roommates back in college because they wanted her to be relatable. Like,
yeah. Well, they wanted her to be a college-age teen, like hot swinging teen, and it's like, so it was just a 30-year-old being like, "How do you do, fellow kids? I also like selfies and TikTok," and I'm like, "No, you don't."
And Natalie was like, she was sitting there, she's like, "Well, how did people take it?" I'm like, honestly, I don't think anyone, me and Sal really noticed. Like, no. I think everyone just enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was just, and the book was fun, and the costume was a neat idea. It was just,
Yeah.
Weird. It's a weird decision. DC has no plan. Clearly. No, I don't think they think they need one.
Or the plan is so secret. Because you know who I see rumors of? Spider-Man No Way Home still. You know who I don't see rumors of? Any DC properties.
Right? Yeah, people are just saying like what they think about the DC stuff, but they're not saying like, oh man, and this is going to lead to this, and this. And we've heard speculation, or the only speculation I've heard about DC movies is just like that they're going to abandon the Trinity and replace them with mostly female characters. And I'm like, okay, I mean, if that's part of your plan, but I guarantee it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
I think those characters are going to show up in this movie. I mean, Batgirl is going to star... Batgirl's Batman is Michael Keaton Batman. Michael Keaton Batman will appear in the Flashpoint movie. Are they related? Who knows? Supergirl will appear in the Flashpoint movie. What Supergirl is this? Well, whose Superman is it? We don't know, and we never will. There's no rhyme or reason. The Batman is coming out. Will it be in continuity? Probably not. What universe is it?
Here's my theory. Here's my theory. Because I've been thinking about this, because Michael Keaton's been confirmed to be in quite a few projects now.
Yeah.
Well, confirmed. I mean, it's all leaked right now. But
yeah.
What if this is all part of their plan? They are making it a new continuity. And what they're going to do is Flashpoint wipe out Ben Affleck.
Right.
Michael Keaton is the Batman of this universe officially.
Yeah.
For nothing more than cameos.
Sure.
And Robert Pattinson is in continuity, but it happened 40 years ago.
Oh, like it's in the past?
Yes. So they're all together, but far enough apart you can do whatever you really want with the two of them. What do you think?
It's not what I would do, but I would at least understand it. With this, I'm just like, just make two different universes. At this point, people are talking about like Andrew Garfield being in the Venom movies and like having No Way Home continue, and it's like, yeah, like people will get it. Like, not the right people will get it. People who don't get it, they're hopeless. There's nothing you can do for them. But like, if you want to say, okay, well, Ben Affleck will not come back for more cameos, so we're just going to replace him with Michael Keaton. Okay, like, whatever. But if they ended the Robert Pattinson Batman movie with a post-credit scene where a new Superman and he interact, and just go, that's this new interconnected Justice League-oriented DC universe going forward.
Yeah.
But we're going to make Wonder Woman movies and other stuff over here, and that's all set over here. Fine.
Well, chat brought that up too, and I want to say I would if you just make good movies and we do nothing more than nod at the existence of things, and they never cross over.
Yeah.
We never have a consistent continuity,
right.
But we just have good movies that then gives you and me 10 videos to make trying to figure out where it fits in. I'm on board with that. Do you know how, for those who don't know, do you know how Comicstorian got started? Clarifying the New 52.
Yeah.
That was how I started the channel. Because I was reading the New 52 as a reader who had read nothing but Batman since the 2000s, and I was trying to clarify it, and I was making videos for my own personal ability to track the New 52, which turned into everyone else being like, oh my God, someone's trying to sort it out.
Right.
So I'm fine if it's just convoluted mess, if every movie is solid.
Right.
If every movie is a Joker, where it's a solid movie and I have to guess where it fits, fine.
Yeah, you know that formula works for you.
Yeah. You just gave me 10 videos to make for the next 4 months. Thank you, WB.
Yeah. I mean, they could pick and choose. The fact is, like, nobody would complain if they said, oh, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman is also in the Pattinson universe or something, or whatever. Yeah, they could do any of those things.
I mean, Gal Gadot's whole universe got all kinds of weird at the end of 84.
Well, especially because 84 is terrible, so as a result, I guess she's due for a reboot now, too.
That's WB's answer. Did it break $1 billion? No. Reboot.
Yep, we'll try again.
Reboot.
It's like, maybe the problem is you.
All right, I think that's pretty much all of our stuff for today. No more topics really on the news front. Still, like I said, for those who are watching the show over and over and over, we appreciate you guys coming back. Sal and I are going to try to find enough to talk about every Tuesday. Just be some shorter episodes until more real news starts rolling out. Don't forget to check out Absolutely Marvel and DC, where we take some of the more rumor-centric stuff or trailer reviews, and we put them up over there on a new channel that we created called Absolutely Marvel and DC. Sal and I love doing this and thought it'd be fun to do even more of this on a separate channel where you can go watch all of it over there. You can also find Sal and help him celebrate his 100,000 subs by going to Comic Pop. If you like me and you want to support me beyond Comicstorian, don't forget, I of course do have a Patreon, as does Sal, but I also have this weird Facebook deal that I'd love for you to come and join me on. And I get it. If you don't have Facebook, then don't go. That's fine.
Right, but stop telling me you don't have Facebook. I know.
Yeah, stop telling me you don't have Facebook. I get it. You're not 60. But if you do have Facebook, I would appreciate you going to facebook.com/Comicstorian Gaming and just follow. It's just goofy videos that I make of my friends, and we live stream over there occasionally. I also live stream on the YouTube side, youtube.com/Comicstorian Gaming, which used to be the home of those videos and of our D&D games. Now it's just me goofing off with friends on a stream on the weekends. Come check us out over there. And lastly, don't forget today's episode sponsor, G Fuel. Use the code COMICS at checkout. Get yourself some Spider-Man Radioactive Lemonade. That's my new one. That's what I like the most.
Nice.
They also brought back Nemesis T, which I find weird because it's Resident Evil, and nothing's happening right now. But whatever.
I mean, there was that movie. Remember that movie?
Oh, dude, I saw that. It's good.
What?
Yes.
No,
it is.
No way.
If you like cheesy horror and Resident Evil, that's it. It's not bad. I don't know why everyone's shitting on it. It's not bad.
I will watch it because I would like to laugh. I've been laughing at Resident Evil movies for 7 movies or whatever. So I'm
gonna find what I got it on because we bought it.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you the login and you can just watch it when you want to.
All right.
Okay.
I just want to. If it's streaming on HBO Max, I'll watch it there. But if it isn't, I'll.
It's not on HBO
Matrix
Max. It's like Paramount Plus or something.
Oh,
which I think we have a sub to through our Amazon. So I'll just give you the login. You go check it out. I want to get your opinion. It's the most Resident Evil accurate Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Okay. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way.
Yeah. All right. No, I'll check that out.
I do want to clarify. I'm a cheesy horror kind of fan. I like Blumhouse movies. I like those weird I Made It in My Backyard movies. I watch all that stuff. So keep that in mind if you're looking for, Malignant levels of quality.
Oh. I did see Malignant.
That one wasn't good either.
No.
That wasn't good at all. Malignant had way too many plot holes for a fun idea. But anyway.
That was a nightmare.
Thank you guys for watching this listening to this episode of Absolute Comics. If you're watching live, we will be sticking around for a few minutes. Thank you.